Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Now celebrating 17 years of broadcasting success, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, both for our radio audience in the South and our online audience tuning in. Thanks to our friends at iHeartRadio and Amazon Music Podcast. Glad you all could be with us as well. We're excited to welcome Sheila Bella to our program today. Sheila is someone who's been able to not only find success in her own business and brand, but also to help other entrepreneurs to do the same thing. She's also the host of her own successful podcast called Pretty Rich. We'll talk to her about that, and also what she's looking forward to in 2021 that you guys could be looking forward to as well. Sheila, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it.
Thanks so much for having me, Cyrus. This is exciting.
Well, look, I'm excited to speak with you. Your energy comes through, I think, Sheila, in every post that I've seen on Instagram, and I can tell that your audience really appreciates your passion. What has it been like for you to see how your passion has led to such success, Sheila?
It's really cool to be able to make money as yourself. What can I say? You know, I've always heard the saying, you know, you escape competition through authenticity. And I found myself just leaning into that. You know, the more I fought who I really was, you know, the further I got for my goal. And yeah, that would be my encouragement to everybody here is just own who you are, be who you are. And I'm telling you, the universe, God will repay you for it.
I think finding one's niche has always been so important, Sheila, to kind of find where they belong. Have you always known that beauty space, that was going to be that sweet spot for you where you would be able to make your mark?
Oh, I didn't know what this was. I feel like that's what adolescence is. I think all of us are just kind of like trying on different characters, right? I mean, I think that's what I've been doing my whole life. You know, I was looking at Debbie Gibson when I was younger, or Madonna, and I was like, I think that's who I am. And then I got a little bit older, and I would look at all these girls on Instagram and social media, and I'm like, maybe that's who I am. You know, I was in my early 20s, and so I'm Filipina, and, you know, I didn't feel very represented in the media, but I did see hot girls posing in front of cars, you know, scantily clad, you know, Filipina girls posing in front of cars, and I thought maybe that's who I am. So, no, I didn't know what this was. You know, so it took me a little longer to find my niche, to find myself. And yeah, you're absolutely right. You know, I think, you know, don't find a niche. I think your niche will find you, and you can escape that competition. You can find it just through becoming authentic. It will find you.
You mentioned being authentic twice now, Sheila, but let's be honest, that is probably the most difficult thing, I think, for all of us, especially in the entrepreneur space, because we look at other people, like you said, and we think, okay, maybe I have to be this person to make it, or maybe I have to post like this person. How did you get to a place where you realized your best asset was being yourself?
So you mentioned that, you know, being authentic is the most difficult thing, and I get that. And I just quickly started to realize that perhaps the way I was framing it was the opposite. Being authentic is the easiest thing because you can't be anybody else. Just being yourself, like showing up as yourself, is the easiest thing. And so, you know, I think what prevents people from, you know, showing up on social media is because they think they have to have the same energy as me. They think, or somebody else. They think that their pictures need to look the same as somebody else. But that prevents you from being consistent because that kind of thing isn't sustainable. How about you just show up? How about you just show up exactly as you are, the mood that you're at, and just say what's actually on your mind, not what you think people are expecting you to say. So you see all these influencers and you think you have to be like that. You have to have that vibe. But, you know, that gets kind of boring. And I think people are numb to those perfectly curated photos, you know, by now. So I think just really showing up as yourself, as extra as you are, or as even as an introvert, showing up, owning that you're introverted, showing up for the fact that maybe you don't want to show up today, but show up anyway and tell people that. Maybe you're going to attract other introverts. And I think everybody who watches you on social media is watching you for a reason. And it's very rare that people will watch you who don't like you. Why would they keep watching you? Why would they keep following you? So you can almost guarantee that 99.9% of anybody who watches your content is a fan of some type of way, whether they realize it or not. Even if they're a hater, they're a fan, but they might be a confused fan, but they're still a fan.
I love it. I love it.
I just think it's that realization that, like no one needs to watch this. If they don't like it, they're not going to watch it. Perfect. Good. I don't want you to anyway.
Got you. No, I think showing up that way is so important, and it does take the pressure off. So could you have imagined then, Sheila, as you were showing up authentically, showing up consistently, that you would build this worldwide tribe that you have?
No. Cyrus, I'm telling you, when I signed up for that permanent makeup class, I signed up because I wanted a brand new Toyota. And the lady that was teaching the class, she had a brand new Toyota. I had a used Toyota. She had a house. I had a studio apartment. And I said, that's what I want. That's what I just want stability. I just want to blend in. I just want to survive. And then so it's truly amazing what you can accomplish if you believe in yourself and you take a chance. If you would have told me, even just a few years ago that, I would be ending 2020, that's another story, ending 2020 with the most money I've ever had, working the least that I ever had, buying my dream home, and we're getting ready to purchase that new Tesla. My husband's so excited in the next couple of months. I say all these things not to brag, but just to show you guys what's possible for a blonde Asian bimbo like me. Listen, if I can do it, you can do it.
And, I think that attitude is, again, one of the reasons why people are so endeared toward you, Sheila, because, again, that comes out. And, again, that word you use, authenticity, it comes out as well. So I want to talk about then building a brand and also encouraging and inspire other people. You mentioned, of course, that when you signed up for that class, looking at someone, now people are looking at you. How does that feel to know that you've been able to help people to not only to see themselves differently, but actually to impact their lives in a different way?
Yeah, it's overwhelming, Cyrus. Even just hearing you say that, I can't think about it. It's like walking on a tightrope because it's a lot of pressure, but you can't look down. You can't look down.
Yeah.
When I stop and think about it, it's quite overwhelming. But, I just got to keep – my world is small. To me, my world is small. But to everybody else, my world might seem so big, but I keep it small. I think about the people that I'm serving. I think about the person that's right in front of me. And when I get these messages of how much I've inspired somebody or how much I've helped somebody, it's hard to look at. It's hard to acknowledge. But it's so fulfilling. And it does keep me going when I get messages like that. But, I thank people for their feedback because you never know who's listening to you. You never know who you're inspiring. But then I just move on to the next person because that's what it's about, It's just about serving others.
Yeah, I think it's so important, and I think that's what you've been able to really do well. I want to say for those who are just tuning in, is on the radio side or online, you're listening to Conversations Live. We're excited to welcome Sheila Bella to our program today. Sheila's talking with us not only about her own journey in building her business and brand, but the key of being authentic and how that has really served her well, and not only the work that she's been able to do, but also to inspire others to do as well. You've done a lot of reflecting this year. I noticed when I was prepping for this segment with you, Sheila, you reflected on the fact that I think your podcast is turning 3 this year, Pretty Rich. You've been able to this year to have these honest conversations about money and marriage. What has that been like for you to expand on the brand by being able to do this work and find other avenues to be able to share it?
It's so fulfilling. But you know what? Honestly, my podcast is like a therapy session. It's for me. I'm getting the most out of it because you probably know this too from being in your position, from interviewing a lot of people, that it is truly an education. It's an education in the diversity that's out there, and it's not just diversity in skin color or race or religion. It's diversity in thought, Cyrus. Diversity in thought, and it's mind-blowing. It's made me a more open-minded, well-rounded person. I feel like I see the world a lot clearer with every conversation I have, and I just continue to learn. And it's awesome because I get to educate my audience and open their minds at the same time that I'm opening my own. Yeah, I'm just truly curious to learn about people and their success stories. And there's failure stories, too.
Right, and I think that's it, because I think that failure or perceived failure definitely is so important to who we become and how we're able to learn. So you mentioned, of course, 2020 being such a big year for you, not only, of course, in what you've been able to do financially, Sheila, but also in how you were able to grow. Do you think that is one of the big lessons, too, for our audience, that even when times are challenging, we can still be able to keep pushing and to go toward the light?
Yeah, wow. So well said, Cyrus. One of my favorite books is by Ryan Holiday. It's called The Obstacle is the Way. And I'm a firm believer that opportunity doesn't go away. It just shifts. It just changes location. It just looks a little different right now, but opportunity is always there. You just need the eyes to see it. You just need to go where it is. Yeah, just go towards that, So when COVID happened, I thought my salon was done for, It was a very uncertain time for all of us. It was a very scary, uncertain time. I mean, we were faced with this global pandemic. Plus, my business was shut down. All of our businesses were shut down. All my girls were out of work. I didn't know where I was going to get an income to pay everybody. As a business owner, I'm sure people here who are listening to that can relate. And so I shifted my focus online because I realized that's where the opportunity is. And you know what? I have the time now. And it truly paid off because during the pandemic, I was able to build my second multi-million-dollar business, but this time in the online space. And for that, I am so grateful, and I'm so shocked. Again, I'm so shocked. That wasn't the goal. The goal was just to really survive through the pandemic again. Right. And I was like, wait, what? What? It's the same thing, guys. It's amazing what you can accomplish when you take something seriously,
Right. One more question I have for you about that, Sheila, then we're going to let our audience know how to stay connected, because I've been hearing stories like this. I know we experienced a big year for ourselves, too, as we were able to really dig in online and to do things in ways we hadn't done before. Do you see now moving forward that your business will become a hybrid of the two, of still being able to have your offline business and what you're able to do in person, but also keep still incorporating that online aspect?
Oh, absolutely. It's really expanded my brand, expanded my reach. And frankly, online is the direction that the world is going in. I think, this survey says that by the year 2026, e-learning is set to be a $26 billion industry. So that is the direction we're going in. I don't know what that will mean for even traditional education. My husband's an educator. So, I think people are learning a lot more online nowadays in a lot shorter of a time period. Because, listen, like when we pay a tuition at a college, what are we really paying for? We're paying for a result. When you take a really good online course, I'm not saying all online courses, but, I've taken some really good online courses that have delivered that result at a fraction of the cost and at a fraction of the time. So it's a no-brainer. The world is changing. The world of education is changing, and I'm so happy to be a part of it. So, now I have an online business as well as a brick-and-mortar business, and I'm kind of grateful for this downtime we've all had to really reflect and to create something new, because it would never have been that way had it not been for this, unfortunate pandemic, ironically.
Right. I think that's it, and I think that is the thing for sure. Well, Sheila, so glad we had a chance to talk with you today and to share a bit of your story and hopefully to inspire our audience. Again, everyone, Sheila Bella has been our guest. Sheila, let our audience know how they can stay connected with you and keep up with what's happening for you this year.
So where I hang out, my favorite place to hang out is Instagram, at Real Sheila Bella, SHEILABELLA. And you can always find me twice a week on my podcast, Pretty Rich Podcast, on iTunes, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. Thank you so much, Cyrus. This was so much fun.
Thank you so much, and looking forward to speaking with you again, Sheila.
All right. Have a great day, everyone.
All right, you as well. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Make sure you guys are staying connected with Sheila, not only, of course, for what she's able to do professionally, but also just her attitude, as you can tell in her energy, something I think all of us can benefit from. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Now let's go make today amazing. Take care.